There are moments where you feel weak and you might feel overwhelmed by emotions. Before they burst and like a volcano coming out, before that happens, you can sit for a few minutes and clean. Adopt this method of cleaning. What are we cleaning? We are cleaning the impressions that we gather during daytime, during our daily activities. So, what are these impressions? How do we anyway gather them? According to Newton, every action, in this case, psychologically, every thought or action, has equal and opposite reaction. It may be true in the physical world, but when it comes to inner realms, the action that we perform need not have equal reaction to it. Either it may have zero reaction or it can respond with infinite potential, infinite amount of reaction to it. How? Suppose someone is passing towards whom you are attracted. Just simple phenomena. Some person is passing, but you are so attracted, you remain bewildered by that person's personality, and you keep thinking about that person. This is impression. This is how we gather this impression, and this is how we form our destiny as well. So thus, we see that sometimes we look at a person and fall in love instantly, or a lover once gives you such a look, and then you say, "Oh, why is he looking at me like that?" And you might say, "Oh, I don't like this." What is this all based upon? Subliminal influences that we carry in our consciousness. We call these influences impressions or samskaras. So here, where the cleaning process comes into picture, we like to perceive things as it is, as real as it could be. With the help of cleaning process, we are able to come to an inner state which will remain non-judgmental, which will somehow efface the influence of certain impressions. When we remove such an impact of memories, when we unload ourselves from such emotional burden, which is what keeps us bound to a certain patterns of thoughts, perception, emotions, and behavior. This brings objectivity and clarity to our perceptions. Cleaning. We need to remove these filters of impressions. This is not just a psychological phenomenon. It also prevents our spiritual expansion because impressions represent vibrational pattern in consciousness which have become fixated. These impressions or samskaras settle down in the deepest layers of our subconscious, where they eventually cover the soul. They separate us from the most essential element of our being. As we accumulate more and more of these impressions, this network becomes denser and it starts to resemble the layers of that what we find in geological sedimentations. Like geology, it becomes a record of our past. The cleaning process frees us from both past and future, so we can design our own destiny. I would like to share with you an example of a master gardener. This I know when I read a book, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. He gives an example of a master gardener who sows the seeds well planned. He executes his plan of proper gardening as per his wish. He knows what to plant where, which shrub, which vine, which tree will go where. But if you don't care about proper planning, and if you let it happen, the weeds will go everywhere. in no time you'll have a jungle, a big forest. Thoughts are all like that. Thoughts are like seeds. If we don't regulate our thoughts, they one day can turn into our chaotic life. The result would be a chaotic life which is beyond our control. Jungle is our consciousness then. There are conflicting ideas and conflicting emotions, desires, dislikes. Our inner environment becomes so complex. Just like meditation, we close our eyes very gently. Now the focus here is the back part, from top of the head till the tailbone, shoulder to shoulder, back part. We have to think that all the complexities and impurities are going away. This is a kind of sankalpa that this is happening. Complexities and impurities are going away. From where? From this backside. From top of the head till the tailbone. Imagine that and think that they are going from that backside. And how? Think that they are going in the form of smoke. So, let us rethink this process, what we are doing. We are simply making a sankalpa or a suggestion that all complexities and impurities are going away from my backside in the form of smoke. If you are settled with this much, I would like you to do one more thing. Accelerate this process. Now gently add next element to this cleaning process. Imagine the light is descending from above. It is entering from the front side of your system and passing through the entire system, entire body, going out from the back side now, helping us remove these complexities and impurities. This light in turn is helping me fill up the vacuum left behind by the removal of complexities and impurities. At the end of this cleaning, generally we make a firm suggestion that yes, all the complexities and impurities are now removed, and that I feel lot simpler and purer. So, now you know how to do cleaning. Adopt this cleaning process every evening. See? But there is no harm. Now and then you feel during daytime or night again that, oh, let me do my cleaning. You can do it for a few minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Or also, there are moments where you feel weak and you might feel overwhelmed by emotions. Before they burst and like a volcano coming out, before that happens, you can sit for a few minutes and clean. Adopt this method of cleaning. Sometimes, I give you my personal example also that when I'm returning back from pharmacy to home, and just before leaving the pharmacy, you had a call from home, spoke with wife, and she was arguing perhaps. And then reaching home, you feel okay, she argued with me like this today, and she was still making such statements, and you seem to enter with a lot of anger. Today I will show it to her, But then, if you can remind yourself, okay, let me sit quietly and do my cleaning. So all that irritation and anger will disappear, and the moment you enter the house, your wife's face will drop and say, "Oh, he's not angry at all today." Sometimes, our spouses, they play really, really bad tricks on us, and somehow we can get out of these things in a very masterful way without hurting anyone in the process. So you have avoided confrontation. Had it been there, you'd form more impressions. So cleaning can be done in many ways. Every evening, it's a regular affair, doesn't matter. Second thing is where you happen to anticipate emotional burst. You can do it before only, so that you can salvage the situation, you can prevent the catastrophe. Third situation is where, I just example, you go to an Italian restaurant, you had a lunch with your colleagues and some business people, and somehow, the tomato sauce gets to your shirt. Would you walk around with the white shirt with tomato ketchup or a tomato sauce on your shirt and show to the world, look at this lunch, in this Italian joint? No. And if you keep it long enough, you will not be able to clean it well. The stain will remain. But if you clean it immediately, the stain can be removed and it will not last as a permanent mark. Same thing happens to our psyche. Yesterday only I was listening to Panchatantra story for my granddaughter. There was once a very rich man and he had a son. He was brat. He was not working out at all. He was an extremely lazy person. Most rich people have this problem. Lazy children. I mean, there may be exceptions, so I'm sorry if I hurt anyone. But this is in general. So he took his son to a wise man. And this wise man says, "Okay, send your son to me. I will fix him up." So he did. Son goes to the wise man, and wise man says, "Okay, go lift this plant up, uproot it." It's a small shrub, so he could do it very easily. Then he sends it to a little bit more grown up tree. So why don't you pull this one out? He had difficulty pulling this one out. And he said, "Now you try your best." And he, whole day he almost spent. But finally, he was able to remove it from the roots. Third day, wise man tells his boy, "Pull out this tree," which was almost 50-year-old. The boy tried but couldn't. He couldn't succeed. Then the wise man asks him, "Does it make any sense to you?" He says, "Somehow I understand that the small plants I'm able to remove, but the big one I'm not able to remove." See? That's when wise man says to him, "Look, this has been there, this very sturdy tree whose roots are so deep. Like that, your habits have gone so deep inside that it's difficult to remove. So, if you have any bad habits, just coming in like fresh bad habit, cut it before it becomes a tree. Cut it while it is younger and manageable." It also means don't look into bad habits, because they can become your permanent weeds and will not let you personally grow. Now we try to remove weeds from our vegetable gardens. Why not this? We are trying to create a better spiritual garden for us and for our loved ones. So bad habits are like weeds and we need to get rid of them. No one can get rid of it for us. Not even a guru, not even a master, not even God. If we create it, we have to remove it ourselves.
Could your favorite foods be harming you? Click on the video to learn the unsettling truth.